name is Sarah, or as we would say, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rockville, Wisconsin. Rockville is located south of Milwaukee, near the Illinois border. It is also known as Little Italy, as a huge portion of their citizens are Italian, as evidenced in a number of Italian restaurants. The citizens of Rockville are mourning the loss of one of its prominent citizens, Gino Cardini. Gino was a city council member and a contributor to the many organizations in the city that helped those in need. He also ran a business that supplied restaurant and tavern equipment to the local surrounding businesses. Gino inherited a larger share of the business when his father, Salvatore Cardini, died. His mother, Bianca, was left quite comfortable with the rest of the family assets. This did not please Gino's sister, Francesca. As the firstborn, she thought her position in the business should be at least equal to Gino's. Gino gave her the position of vice president in charge of quality control. His younger brother, Luigi, had no interest in working in the family business. Instead of going to college, as his sister and brother did, he joined the Navy right out of high school. He wanted to see the world and sow his oats. He decided to return home after he had served 20 years in the Navy. He was ready to grow up and become an asset to the family business. Gino gave him the title of vice president in charge of sales. Gino was murdered one evening when he was leaving a city council meeting at City Hall. He was shot in the back as he was getting into his car. There were no witnesses, as Gino, as usual, was the last to leave the building. A passerby walking his dog saw a dark-colored sedan pulling out of the lot very fast. The driver's darkened windows hid his or her identity. He was walking his dog, and he was wearing his headsets, so he didn't hear the gunshot. So he didn't call the PD until the next day when the news broke. On behalf of the city, Mayor Longini is honoring Gino and his family at the Celebration of Life for Gino. It's the City Auditorium, attended by many Rockville citizens. The murder has not been solved. It could be, though, that an arrest will be made today.
Welcome, fellow citizens of Rockville. I am Sofia Languini, and I am proud to be your mayor. Today we're paying tribute to one of our most respected and honored citizens and councilman, Gino Cardini. We thank the Cardini family for participating in this today, and we will hear from them in a moment. They're seated on the stage, in case you didn't know. So, seated at the VIP table is myself, my assistant, Carmelo Colombo, Police Chief Rossi, Lead Detective Lieutenant Baggio, and City Councilwoman Lombardi. Councilman Gino was born and raised here in Rockville. He attended school here, and he went to Marquette University in Milwaukee, where he majored in finance. He met his wife Maria there, and when they both graduated, they were married. They had one daughter, Isabella, who after high school, she started working for the family business, where she is now manager in charge of personnel. I'll let the rest of the family introduce themselves. But first let me say that Gino's death was a real shock to our community. With that, I'll turn the podium over to Chief Rossi.
Thank you, Mayor. First of all, I would like to express my condolences to the Cardini family. When we were young, Gino and I were great friends, all the way back to first grade. Our investigation is moving along at top speed. We've been working around the clock since this terrible crime occurred. I assure you, the killer will be caught, and soon. If anyone has any information, please contact us. Let us know what you know. There is a $25,000 award going to be presented to you if you bring us information that will lead to an arrest. Lead Detective Baggio will fill you in on more details. Thank you.
I would like to express my sympathy to the Cardini family. The loss of Gino is a terrible thing for our community. I assure you, we are working feverishly to find who did this terrible deed. We are asking the community to help us find the murderer. The person who observed the car leaving the City Hall parking lot gave us all the information they could. All we know is that the car was a dark-colored four-door sedan. It sped out of the City Hall parking lot, turned left on Lincoln Street, and disappeared into the dark night. The bullet was found in the body, and the shell casing was found on the ground behind the victim's car. We are currently checking the shell casing for fingerprints. We ask the community's help for any information and will take this seriously. Thank you.
We will hear now from the family members. Mrs. Cardini, Maria, I believe you wanted to speak first.
Yes, thank you. I am sincerely grateful for the opportunity to honor my dear husband, Gino. Thank you for coming and supporting our family. Gino was a loving and a caring man, not only to his family, but to the people of Rockville. And we're hoping that someone, anyone, can come forward with information that might lead to the arrest of his killers. Thank you for your concern and prayers.
Hello, everyone. I'm the daughter of Gino and Maria. My name is Isabella. And, this murder is just a tragedy. My father was a wonderful man who cared about his family and those in need. We just can't make sense of this. My father used to say to me, Izzy, well, that was his nickname for me. Always look on the bright side of things. Life can be cruel, but perhaps it's just a test of our ability to cope and make us stronger in whatever comes along. Well, I can say this is not making me or anyone else stronger. What a loss to everyone. I hope they catch the murderer soon and he suffers in prison forever. Oh.
I am Gino's brother, Luigi. He was my older brother, and I was fortunate to have him. Without his help and guidance, I don't know where I would have ended up. I'm going to tell a short thing about when I graduated from high school, I decided to join the Navy. And I went and talked to Gino, and thought he'd be angry, but he said to me, Luigi, follow your dreams. But when you wake up, come back home, and we will welcome you with open arms. And then I'll knock some sense into you. I did just that, and he did just that. Thank you for coming and honoring my brother. Our family really appreciates it.
I would also like to express my thanks to you for all coming today. This is so difficult for me to speak about this. My name is Franny, and I was Gino's older sister. I was 2 years old when he was born, so I am his big sister. But he was a typical boy. He taunted me, he teased me, but he always was quick to apologize and give me a pink hug. And as we got older, I realized he was smarter than I was, so he used to help me with my homework. But I, on the other hand, helped him with the girls. And believe me, there were plenty of girls that always were striving for his attention. He was tall, with dark hair, big brown eyes, and a charming personality. He still had that charm, even though his hair had turned gray. I dearly love my brothers. And even though Gino ended up over 6 feet tall, I still called him my little brother.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Rosemary Romano. I am Maria's sister. I was so excited when Maria and Gino got engaged and then married. Gino was just, he fit in with the family and everyone loved him. I'm so sorry that my husband Marco isn't here yet. There's been an emergency in the warehouse, but hopefully he'll join us soon. But Marco and I were so close with Gino and Maria. Soon after we were married, Gino gave Marco the job of supervisor of the warehouse. And Marco loves the job. He will do anything Gino asked of him. And we went on such great vacations together. To lose Gino this way is just, I know, such a shock. There's no reason that who would want to kill Gino? Thank you.
Mama, would you like to say a few words?
Sono molto arrabbiato. As a grieving a mother, I am very angry, very angry, about how my precious Gino's life was taken. He should not have died like that. A mother should not have to bury her child. It should be the other way around. It should always. I what to say, but I hope the killer is caught quickly and put to death. If I can, I will pull the switch myself. So, please, help us find the murderer. I thank you for your support and all your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. We understand your sorrow and loss. We're going to pause for a moment so that the police chief and lead detective can speak with an investigator on this case. So please stay seated, everybody, and we'll return to resume our program shortly. Thank you.
Rosemary, wow, I wonder what that was all about. Have they caught the murderer?
You know what, they're probably just going for coffee and donuts. Hey, share some! Just kidding. Anyway, I wish that they could explain this all for us.
Maria, as we have a moment to talk, I heard that Gino had a big fight, big disagreement with the mayor. It was over some zoning or something. I think she had some property that was being rezoned, and she wasn't happy about it. I don't know if it was resolved, but it certainly doesn't come across as if she has anything bad about feelings about Gino. If she does, she sure knows how to hide it.
Well, guess that's how politicians get elected. Acting like good, upstanding citizens. Fortunately, there are really some honest and good ones, like my Gino was. I never heard about the disagreement with the mayor. I know he didn't like to discuss any politics with me. He knew how I resented his dedication to being on the council. I never understood why he needed that in his busy life anyway.
Well, politics aren't my thing either. My brother thrived on being everyone's friend and being a hero. That's why people voted for him.
Marco, where are you? The program is already...
Thank you. The program has already started.
No, just some speeches so far. When you get here, I have a chair for you at the far end of our table, and I will introduce... I know you don't like to be in the spotlight, so, okay. I will just look for you to come in. Yes, and, okay, see you soon. Okay, bye.
Rosemary, silence your phone. That is so rude to take a phone call in the middle of this solemn event. And really, Marco is making an appearance? I am so surprised, because he never joins us for our family gatherings. Does he have a problem with the family, or what?
Franny, back off. This is not the time for such rudeness. The audience might be able to hear you.
Come on, girls, behave. We're on stage, you know.
Chief Frosty and Lieutenant Baggio are back. I wonder if they're going to make an announcement. Do you think something concerning the murder is why they left?
What could be, we shall see. Maybe.
Or it could be another problem, like a car chase or a bank robbery or something. You know, I need to just leave and go into the parking lot. I'm going to look for Marco, and when I find him, I'm going to fill him in on everything, and then we'll come back.
Rosemary, you don't need to do that. Marco is capable of finding his own way in. You know, I overheard Marco and Gino having a heated discussion last week. Something about inventory discrepancies and shipping. I couldn't hear exactly what it was, but when they saw me, they stopped their discussion and went back to work. I wonder if this had anything to do with the murder.
Luigi, you watch too many crime dramas on TV. Probably the discussion was about some error in the warehouse and it was okay. Those two, Gino and Marco, never had any real disagreements. They were best friends. But I guess you're right. I don't need to go look for him. He'll probably be here shortly.
Nona, I have trouble understanding Marco. Sometimes he's friendly, and other times he appears cold and angry. I don't know. I heard he was quite a rebel as a youngster and hung out with the wrong crowd. I know Dad liked him and trusted him. And he was good at his job, but I don't know. And his crew seemed happy with him also. Probably like all of us, he has his good days and his bad days.
Yes, Isabella. I know his parents slightly. They were not well thought of. They spent a lot of time at the sleazy bars. And his dad, he spent the time in jail for writing bad checks. Marco lucked out when he married Maria's sister, Rosemary.
Yeah, yes, but Rosemary doesn't come across as very independent or strong. Marco wears the pants in that house. I wonder if he's moody at home. Well, I try to avoid him, but I know he's family. But I find it hard to get close to him.
Careful, Isabella. You haven't exactly picked Prince Charming either. I guess that's why she's been married so many times before. I hear your last boyfriend is in prison for, how you say, making a counterfeit money?
Oh, Nona, gee whiz. You had to bring that up?
Sit.
This discussion is over. And just so you know, he was framed. Oh, I need a glass of wine. Thank you, Aunt Franny. I guess I don't have to wait till this is over now. Uncle Luigi, I hate to bring this up, but I noticed that you and Dad seem to be avoiding each other. The gals in the office were commenting on it the other day, and I overheard them. I also felt like Dad seemed to be worrying about something lately. What was going on with you guys?
Nothing was going on. You gotta keep in mind, the office staff loves to gossip. So relax, Isabella. We are fine.
Well, maybe I shouldn't bring this up, but with Dad gone, who's going to run the business? I never thought about it until now, but gosh, I hope he has a will or something that clarifies that. I know Aunt Franny would love to be CEO.
I have assumed Gino's position for the time being. I'm sure we will have that all straightened out when the will is read. Our lawyer will notify us about that. Don't worry, Isabella. No one is going to cheat you out of your inheritance. You'll get enough to live comfortably for the rest of your life.
Well, you never know. There always is a possibility of surprises when it comes to money and family.
Oh, Isabella, only you would be worrying about the money, when your father's body is barely cold. Shame on you, Isabella. And by the way, I saw you coming out of Gino's office the other day. You looked angry and upset. Were you on the outs with him for some reason? And I also heard that you and your mother got into a big tiff not too long ago. You know, word gets around, especially when you have full-time help.
Oh, for heaven's sake, Aunt Franny. The discussion with my father was personal. And the problem with my mother is none of your business. That was just a misunderstanding, and it's all been straightened out. Sometimes I think you love gossip, Aunt Franny. I think you should say, as they say, get a life.
Come on, girls. We're supposed to be one big happy family, not a bunch of Italian misfits.
Luigi, don't pretend you're Mr. Perfect. Word is that you were seen back at one of the Indian casinos sitting at a high roller table. Has your gambling addiction taken over again?
Back off, Franny. That is none of your business. What I do in my spare time has nothing to do with you. If I want to have some fun at a casino, what's wrong with that?
Well, what's wrong with that is you don't know when to quit. You have misused company funds to pay off your gambling debts. And I know Gino was kind of fed up with that and demanded you pay the company back.
Why are you bringing this up now, Franny? Are you trying to avoid attention from all the money you've borrowed from the business to pay for the DUIs and the car accidents that you went on one of your drinking sprees, and to get bill collectors off your case?
Borrowed? No, it was money I should have been given by our dad. After all, I am the oldest child. I could have done just as good as Gino did when he was running the business. And my darling little brother, you sound like the pot calling the kettle black, as they say.
Maria, can't you control this bunch of idiots? If Salvatore was here, he would not stand for this kind of behavior. And don't interrupt Bianca, please. He would have gone into one of his tirades about this, and I'm going to do the same thing.
You're right. Okay, enough already. Stop the bickering. Shame on you all. Act like adults, for heaven's sakes, and show some respect for what we're here for.
Sorry, Mom. But I had to defend myself. Dad and I had just had a discussion about my future, and it upset me. Aunt Franny made a mountain out of a molehill. I was so disappointed to hear that Dad and Uncle Luigi were having problems. I had to tell you that, and me walking in on you and Dad fighting, made me think our family was in upheaval. You can understand that I'm worried, right?
Well, what you heard and what was the truth are most likely two different things. Rumors can be deadly. Oh, I shouldn't have used that word. Oh my God. Don't be concerned about Dad and me having a disagreement. I had noticed a big change in him lately. He seemed worried about something. Probably the stress of all the responsibilities at work were getting to him. And when I mentioned this to him, well, he told me to back off, and that really upset me. And I'm sure you can relate between problems and spouses, as you've had more than your share of ex-spouses.
Okay, Mom, let's drop it. This is not the time to be churning the pot, as Nona would say.
Amen to that. I'm embarrassed and worried, hearing all this bickering and the name calling. You should all be paying respects to Gino, not slinging mud at each other. Just because we are Italian doesn't mean we don't know how to show one another respect.
Well, Marco isn't here yet. Whatever the emergency at the warehouse is, it must have been serious.
If it's something that serious, he should have notified me. He's in charge of the warehouse, but I'm in charge of the company now. I shall have a talk with him about this.
No, please, Luigi, I should not have worried you. I don't want him to be in trouble. You don't know how hard he works for this company and the number of hours that he puts in. He loves his job. I mean, loves it. And I don't want him to think I caused him a problem. He would make my life miserable.
Don't worry, Rosemary. I don't want to put you in that position. He won't lose his job. He knows more about the warehouse business than anyone, and we need him there.
Oh, thank you, Luigi. Let's hope he has a good explanation for being so late. He usually does. Anyway, I don't know where he is or what he's doing or where he's coming from. He comes home every night at a different hour, almost as if he's checking in on me. I'm at my wit's end with his questions of, where'd you go? What did you do? Who did you see? I cannot figure what he is worried about. Ugh. Sorry to vent my problems to you. Maybe he's going through a midlife crisis.
Yes, Sir Rosemary. Men can't handle getting older, and they do some dumb things, trying to look younger. I remember my dear departed husband Sal, when he was nearing 50, he got a toupee. He grew a mustache, and he joined the gym. Well, the toupee, it kept flying off. The mustache, it made him look like a walrus. And the gym, he only went once. So, he decided that trying to look younger was too much trouble, too much upkeep. So, we got such a big laugh out of this. It was just a time.
Well, good to see you, Marco. The memorial will start again in a few minutes. Would you like to say something about Gino and honor them?
Thank you, Luigi. I'll do it when I'm ready. Rosemary, I don't feel comfortable sitting on the stage with the family. I'm going to find a chair at the table. Just bear with me.
Alrighty then. So, now we're going to start our testimonials. Please raise your hands, and my assistant, Carmela Colombo, will come to you with a microphone. Please introduce yourself before you make any statements.
Hello. I am Councilwoman Lombardi. And I also would like to extend my condolences to the family. I met Gino when I was elected to council several years ago. It was a pleasure working with him. I always trusted his opinions and his ability to deal with the many issues that came up. Gino's concern for the community was certainly a benefit for our city, and he will be truly missed.
I am Tina Luciano. I have known Gino since we were young children, playing together. We played all the games kids did then, before we had cell phones. Gino was a good leader. Always played fair, and everyone liked him. Especially the girls. He was so handsome. I voted for him every time he came up for councilman. I knew he would be good for the city. We will miss him.
Where's my applause?
Owned the grocery store on the corner of Central and Park Streets. Gino was a good customer of ours, and he stopped by on a regular basis. Our customers all knew who he was, as he would talk to people and shake their hands. We will miss him, miss his charming smile and interesting conversations for sure. I voted for him and supported him faithfully.
Hello, I am Renato Milano, Gino's hairstylist. What a guy. He came into the salon and put everybody in a good mood. He loved to sit and talk to the customers as I cut their hair. Sports, politics, entertainment, social media. He knew so many things about everything. I had customers who even wanted me to schedule their appointments the same time he was coming in. So we will always remember him, and it's so sad to lose him.
My name is Alice Tucci, and I was Gino's first girlfriend. At least I think I was. Anyway, when we were in 5th grade, he gave me a Valentine in October, and inside it said, "Be mine." I was so thrilled, but then my heart got broken. I heard that following Saturday, he gave another girl a box of milk duds at the movie theater. But he always, whenever we ran into each other, when we were adults and married, he would always bring up the Valentine, and we would have a good laugh about it. Gino will be missed. He was just so good for this community. Thank you.
I'm Gino's brother-in-law, Marco Romano. I considered us to be really good friends. We worked together and we enjoyed socializing together. I'm sorry that I was late to this event this evening. I was busy dealing with an emergency in the warehouse. I just want to say it's so nice to see so many people here to support the family and to recognize the good work in the community that our council member did. And we all know it's crazy what sometimes council members are asked to do.
Thank you all for your testimonials. And Ms. Luciano, as a politician, I'm not getting any claps either, so don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm sure the family appreciates hearing all your testimonials. Our celebration of Gino is now done. However, I believe Chief Rossi has more to tell us.
Thank you, Mayor. I do have an important announcement to make. We have received information concerning the murder of Gino Cardini. It is a good possibility that an arrest will be made today. Please, we ask you to exit. We'd like you to leave by the front entrance, one at a time. All other exits are locked. We will detain anyone we need to talk with. Cardini family, if you would please stay so you can help us with any information you may have. And Mayor Linguini, we would like to talk with you also, so please stay.
So, the town citizens, friends, and local dignitaries are leaving the auditorium. The police officers are detaining a few for questioning, and the chief and the detective are getting ready to speak with the family.
Oops. Our investigation has turned up something very interesting. The casing we found was a carbon 400. I've never heard of that, but in talking with one of my officers, he informed me that he was doing target practice with Gino, and he was using a Glock that used that same shell. Also, there seemed to be a problem with missing merchandise. We have some questions to ask so we can solve this case. First, Mrs. Cardini, did Gino discuss with you any problems he was having at work? What can you tell us about what he was worried about or upset with?
Well, he never discussed work-related problems with me or shared his concerns. But I did notice that he wasn't himself lately. And I asked him what he was worried about and what was wrong and what he was so upset about. And he said, it was not my problem. So I said, okay. And I dropped it. And I figured I'd find out what it was eventually.
Maria, I know if my husband seemed disturbed, I would want to know why. Did this upset you, that he wouldn't confide in you?
Well, of course it did. But I learned a long time ago not to try and make him do anything that he didn't want to do. I figured if it was something serious, eventually I would know what it was.
Thank you, Mrs. Cardini. From what we have learned, it's probably best you did not know about those problems. After talking with several employees and a witness that came forward today, we have information that could be a motive for his murder.
Excuse me, Chief Rossi?
Yes?
Why are you dragging this out? If you know who the murderer is, just get it over with. We're all worried.
Yes, we are being detained here. What is the problem? Is there going to be an arrest or what?
We are doing our job. We are expecting some further information to fit the puzzle pieces together. Rosemary, I must ask you you a few questions, please. We received information that I really have to ask you about. You and Gino were seen at a restaurant in Kenosha. This person who observed you there was a former employee for Cardini Inc. They said that you were deep in conversation, so they didn't want to interrupt. Do you have an explanation of why the two of you were together?
Yes, I was scared, well, concerned about Marco because he was not himself. And I thought he was worried about some problem at work. So I called Gino, and Gino said he couldn't talk in the office, so he suggested we go to a restaurant. I chose the restaurant, somewhere I didn't think anybody would see us, and I guess that didn't work out.
You think? So, did Gino know what Marco's problem was? It seemed you were overstepping your wifely vows, going behind your husband's back. He obviously didn't want to bother you with whatever trouble he was having at work.
Wifely vows? You don't understand. I was trying to help my husband. I felt Gino would not want Marco to be unhappy or worried about his job. And Gino said he was concerned about something that Marco was involved in, but he told me to just let it go, and it's better that I not know about it.
Moving right along, Franny, you seem to have a problem about money. According to the company accountant, you owe a large sum of money due to your DUIs and auto accidents. Gino was fed up, according to several office workers. They overheard you and Gino having an argument the day before he was murdered. Makes you look like a prime suspect.
It's just a minute, Chief. I look like I might be a prime suspect. I'm highly insulted. My brother and I had many heated discussions about many things. It's the Italian way, you know. I would never think of harming Gino. He was trying to help me with my money problems. And I had no reason to kill him. There are others who did, however. Well, go find them.
Well, if you have information about those others, please let us know. You don't know it, but my phone's ringing.
This is ridiculous. They can be accusing you next and then move on to Mama.
Calm down, Franny, and think before you open your mouth. Don't pretend to know anything unless you have definite proof. Saying there's others that wanted to kill Gino is far-fetched to me.
Well, Luigi, I suspect someone in the company that's screwing around with the records. I have found discrepancies that are questionable. And when I discussed it with Gino, he said he would take care of it.
I am aware of the inventory problems. I was able to get the inventory records. I talked with the accountant, and he said it was typical of businesses like ours. He said it would all work out at the end of the year. I didn't want to bother Gino about that. And I have nothing to do with the inventory anyways, only sales. I did mention this to the detective when she first got here today. I wasn't sure if it could help solve the murder. It was possibly just an error in recording the inventory.
Well, Gino sure didn't let anybody know about this. I only found out when I heard the accountant talk to his assistant. Strange, isn't it? I'm thinking it may have had something to do with Gino's being killed.
Well, it appears the family members are in distress and worried. Right now, the biggest worry is, get it. The community supporters have left the building. The police are almost ready to arrest somebody. But who could it be? Was it Luigi? Was he tired of being told what to do by Gino? Was he not doing his job and Gino suggested he get a job elsewhere? Was there a financial reason? Were the gambling debts piling up and did Gino threaten to kick his brother out of the business? Or was it Maria? Did she discover what was worrying Gino? Was he about to leave her?
No.
She knew he had charming ways with all the ladies. Perhaps he was in love with another woman and she could not accept that. Or was it Isabella? Did she suspect that Gino was about to change the will and not leave her inheritance to her as she was not living up to his expectations? Was Gino tired of her insecurity and obsession with the money and shady men? Or was it Marco? Perhaps Gino was arguing with Marco about his job performance and leaving work too many times. Did something cause a rift in their relationship? Was Marco worried about being fired? Or was it Franny? Did Gino let her know that her DUIs and drinking had to stop and he would not continue to pay her fines and other overdue payments? Did she murder Gino while on one of her drunken sprees? Or was it the mayor? Why did the police want to talk to her? Was there a political disagreement or a scandal that Gino and the mayor were involved in? And how about Rosemary? Was there more to the relationship with her sister's husband than just good friends? Or was she hiding something from Marco and Gino threatened to expose her? Or it could have been an angry citizen who didn't like the way Gino voted on an issue. We will take a short break for our dessert and last chance to buy raffle tickets and drinks. Please take a moment to talk to the chief of police and Detective Raj are ready to make an arrest. Stay tuned to solve the mystery.
Contrary to several opinions I heard, I did not do it. I want to thank you all for your patience and your cooperation, and that includes you, Madam Mayor. I appreciate especially your patience throughout this. You are not a suspect in this case. However, I thought as this involved an important person in our city council, you might want to stay and hear all the facts.
Yes, I do want.
Yes, she does.
I do want to hear the facts, Chief. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have great concern for our city officials and their well-being. Anything I can do to help, let me know.
Can I get a raise?
Yes.
Okay. Well, my last phone call confirms all our suspicions. It appears merchandise was being mishandled. Shipments have been redirected to a warehouse in Milwaukee. That warehouse was traced to a company known as Discount and Deals. and it has now been shut down as of today by local authorities. They had a storehouse of stolen items, and it appears the owners are associated with the infamous Italian mob known as Fratelli, or Brotherhood. Drugs also were found in some of the cartons of goods, drugs that were smuggled across state lines. Those drugs originally were smuggled into our country by the Chilean cartel. I will let Lieutenant Baggio inform you of other findings.
We have proof that shipments for Cardini Incorporated were redirected to this illegal warehouse. Gino was aware of this and in fact was working with the Italian mob. He and Marco were working together. Marco's father had also been involved with the same group. We are working with the FBI to locate the money they were paid. As far as we can see, no other family members were involved or even aware of the operation.
Thank you, Linda. Folks, we have proof who the murderer is. We found the gun and the casing used in this crime. The carbon 400 casing and the gun had incriminating fingerprints on them. These fingerprints belong to a person who was seen entering the building by a watchman at a nearby warehouse. This person was seen carrying a blue bag. That same blue bag was found in the janitor's closet, hidden behind some boxes. The murderer tried hard to get into Gino's office to hide the gun. However, the police had locked the doors. The witness who saw the car identified the car as belonging to the murderer. All this activity is the reason that the murderer was late in arriving today. You, Marco Romano, are arrested for the murder of Gino Cardini.
This is ridiculous. I wasn't carrying the blue bag. I had my jacket in my hand. And yes, my fingerprints were on the gun and on the bullet, because Gino showed it to me and shared that with me last week. He was showing it to me. And I was in the building to fix a machine. And I know nothing about the drugs or the stolen items. This is ridiculous. And the witness, clearly, they got the wrong person.
You can't lie your way out of this, Marco. The FBI has been on your tail for some time. You will be tried for murder, drug dealing, and amongst other things.
Marco, how could you do this? I'm shocked. Look what you've done. Murderer, crook, you have ruined our lives.
Marco, don't try to leave. We have guards at the door, ready to detain you. Marco Romano, you are under arrest for the murder of Gino Cardini. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
You have the right to tell the truth.
He has a right to an attorney.
You have the right to an attorney. And if you can't afford one will be appointed to you.
Rosemary, I had no choice. Gino was raking in all of the money, and he wasn't providing me with what we agreed to. I confronted him about my share, and he threatened me. He told me that if I wouldn't just accept the money that he was offering, that he would have the Italian mob take care of me. I figured it out. He was trying to get rid of me because you and Gino were having an affair. I hired a private investigator to follow you, and he saw the two of you in a restaurant together. I had to do something.
Gino was a crook, and my sister Rosemary was trying to take my man from me. This is horrible.
No. Maria, please listen to me. Marco is wrong, and he's a liar. He is suspicious of everyone. He thinks everyone is out to get him. Honey, I was not involved with Gino. He was simply trying to help me. I had no romantic feelings for him, nor did he for me. He loved you. He loved you. Oh my God. This whole thing is just disgusting. You can't trust anyone.
See, Nona, I was right. Mario is a crook. Marco, too. It's too good for him. Oh, just like me. My husband didn't deserve me. I was too good for them.
Gino, a crook? No, non ci credo. No. I will never believe that. Marco, yes. There was something about him I didn't trust. And he looks like a walrus. Rosemary should have known better that the apple does not fall far from the tree. He was bad news from day one.
So, my big brother was not the upstanding guy we all thought he was. Guess y'all shouldn't worry about what you think about me being a bad guy or my occasional gambling.
Oh, Mamma Mia, so shocking about our dear brother. I may not be so bad either. And I cut back on my drinking. I just have a few days to unwind down.
indicated he and Marco were working together to run this illegal operation. According to Gino's notes, he was getting ready to get rid of Marco, as he didn't trust him. On the other hand, Marco was worried that Gino was going to get rid of him, so he could have Rosemary. So Marco got rid of Gino first. A sad ending for sure, for everyone.
And so the case is closed. Marco was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He is a model prisoner and oversees the prison auto license machinery. Rosemary divorced Marco and is busy taking vacations and dating again. Maria is still in mourning for her loss, but has met a gentleman who was a customer and owner of a fine restaurant in town. He's just a friend for now, but who knows what their future holds. Franny has changed her life. Luigi gave her the title of vice president in charge of marketing and a nice raise. Following her father's example, she volunteers for several charitable organizations. She is dating a new warehouse manager who also does charitable work. Luigi is the CEO of the business and has stayed away from the casinos. However, he still buys lottery tickets. He's engaged to a very nice lady he met at the courthouse. Isabella is getting married again next month. This time, however, her fiancé does not have a record, has never been in trouble, and is in fact a police officer. He treats her like a queen. Bianca is, well, she's Bianca, the Italian mother and grandmother. She reminds them every now and then that she still has the authority as the matriarch of the family.
And I'm running for governor.
brother, Gino, Dave Dobrin. Okay, Luigi. Sorry, it's been over. Okay, and the sister, Francesca. Maria's sister, the wife of Marco, Rosemary Romano. Kathleen Lockley. Mayor Sophia Longini is Carol Henniger. Bruce Steve Colorasi, Diane Chonchik.